The investigating these people are doing on the internet. True crime, it son. Or true crime, it son. Dagburn's on meth. It's set in stone. Dagburn's on meth. It's funny as shit, for real. Man, you know, if I ever thought that I did anything wrong, or if there's anything wrong in that video that y'all are investigating and shit, like I done took it down. Nothing to hide there. Don't give a fuck what y'all say either. Haven't seen the video. Wow, they're pushing the narrative, Snowman. It's just you know how these people are. I guess when you getting weed, buddy, it's you're buying meth. It's fucking wild, bro. It's wild as shit. Wild shit. Let me pull this live up so I can read the comments. Bing, bang, boom, bang, bing. Golden edition. No need to take it down. A lot of people have it up. I don't care. I don't care. That's the problem with the world today is people like you all. Mindset. People like you all out there pushing the narrative, being stupid. Do you think I care? Yeah, it don't matter if I take it down or not. That's exactly right. Because you motherfuckers are trying to push a narrative, take that video and shove it up your ass is what I got to say about it. How about that? How about that? How about that? Because Dagburn don't care. Don't give a damn. There's really people out here that's really on drugs and shit. I'm a recovering addict, and y'all can't stand that shit. A lot of you motherfuckers out here screaming that shit are really on something, you damn self. I was watching a live earlier, and a dude was in there. He was like, "Hey, since you're in here, Johnny, I popped in there for a second." Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Fake drug test. I was watching a live earlier. Popped in there, and I was fucking with that dude in his comment section. Oh, you think it's funny you out here scamming people, asking people for money when you're out there fucking doing drug deals or meth? I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you motherfuckers? You motherfuckers are stupid. Who's crying, motherfucker? Nobody's crying. Get out with that bullshit. Who's crying? Nobody gives a fuck. Court should be getting ready to start here in a second. You have the wrong definition of crying there, Mr. Gaslight. That's what they love to do, Tennessee County. You know it. You know it. I'm just talking. Ain't nobody fucking triggered. Ain't nobody upset. Ain't nobody fucking mad. Ain't nothing. Like, I don't understand you people. Sure, you know when I was triggered. I mean, hell, y'all know when if I'm ever triggered. Fuck. Dagburn. You can't do that anymore. That's the problem with you all. You all can't trigger me. You think you can run with the narrative and think it's going to trigger me when I don't give a fuck. That's the problem with y'all. You all are the problem. Dagburn is not the problem. You motherfuckers on the internet are the problem. Pause the side. I get folks watching. Who got triggered? Nobody fucking got triggered, you fucking idiot. There you go, gaslighting, manipulating, gaslighting, manipulating, gaslighting, manipulating, gaslighting. You ain't gaslighting Dagburn. You just ain't doing it. They're out there hollering, the DEA. We called the DEA, and the DEA is going to run up on Dagburn. The DEA. Get the fuck? The DEA, son. We called the DEA. There was a call made to the DEA. Dagburn. Wouldn't that be funny if they piss tested Dagburn and old Merle's Pearl 69 and y'all looked like a fucking fool? It'd be so, maybe I need to be the next one in line to do the piss cup challenge. How about that? We'll be the next one to fucking do the piss cup challenge. Son, they were saying the other day that I was damn fucking, here he is. Oh, Judge Wolf presiding. Said that I was drunk the other day.
All right, do we have inmates here?
Right, Tennessee County, exactly.
Bring out the first
Choppers in the air. Uh-oh, Saffron. There was a
announcements that like we're going to actually have a trial, right?
We're actually going to have a trial. Is that what he said? There was an old folks home that was shut down today, y'all. Well,
my understanding is that you have some announcements to make
on Mother's Day. We went in. A patient filed a complaint, was taken to the hospital, died. The same day she was taken to the hospital, and they're investigating a big fucking deal with that. Shut the whole fucking place down. The whole fucking old folks home. I don't know what to tell you, Sean. I'll be hollering at that side over there if you're hollering, wanting something, bud.
September 22nd for the.
Go holler at that side with that bullshit. Meth. Meth. I use some meth right there. Meth. They'll say it's a meth. Look, it's a meth baggie too, by God. He's even got a meth baggie. These motherfuckers are ignorant, bro. That food spelled steel as steel. Bro, Tennessee County, they're crazy. What up, Olive Black? How you doing? What's on screen? This is if y'all know Ryan Upchurch's cousin, Billy Wayne Thomas. He's supposed to show up in court today on that fucking where he shot. Where he shot at those people and shit. What up, Tennessee Hendricks? He ended up shooting that guy. Shit. Drove by on the side by side and bam, 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 bam. Just shots fired. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah. Why don't y'all do some investigating on this shit instead of trying to find somebody guilty of some bullshit. I tell you what, there is a lot of meth in Dixon and these surrounding counties here that this judge, man, this morning I've listened to this fucking while I've been doing shit today, and since they started this morning, and there's so many meth cases. So many, like 300 grams of fucking meth these motherfuckers out here pushing and shit. Crazy. Fentanyl and all that shit. Don't even know you got to be a subscriber for 5 months before you can comment in that live chat. I've seen that. Tennessee Accountability. I've seen that. Is this his arraignment? I don't know what for sure. I don't know for sure what it is today, Tennessee Hendricks. That's 100% to serve, but he is eligible for the 15% reduction. We're going to see. That's on him to do that. They've been going for fucking, let me see how long have they been going now? 4 hours. 4 hours. And then in count 3, they said this could go into tomorrow. That's how big their docket is. Be pleading to aggravated stalking. That's 2 years TDOC range 1 cause. That's concurrent with count. Turn this up. This case is consecutive to 2023 CR 47. So it's an effective. Yes, no, man. He drove by on side by side. Got mad because these people told him to stop doing donuts by their boats. It's a boat place is what it was, and he was doing donuts in their lot. And I guess it was damaging their boats and shit. And it ended up causing a big old fight between all of them. I guess Billy ended up getting hit in the back of the head or some shit, and he went and got a pew pew, come back and pew pew pew, done a drive by, son, and ended up hitting the guy twice. But Ryan is paid for this guy's attorney. Yeah, he's paid for his attorney. He's got the same attorney as Ryan Upchurch's attorney is in the lawsuits with the Kylie Rodney case and all that.
All that means is that you are not going to admit that you're doing anything wrong or that you did anything wrong, but you're not going to deny it. The state will then tell me what their evidence will be at trial, and that evidence will be used by me to find you guilty according to this agreement.
Yeah, damage, property damage.
You understand, however, that you have a right to plead not guilty to all charges and have a speedy and public trial by jury. Yes. You understand if you went to trial, you would have the right to have a lawyer and have one appointed if you cannot afford your own. Yes. You understand that if you went to trial, you would be presumed to be innocent until such time, if ever, the state proved your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt to the satisfaction of all 12 jurors. There was
a girl that came in earlier that had shot up this woman's car on meth and got 15 years and was laughing in the courtroom. Was laughing, bro.
subpoena. Yes. You understand that if you went to trial, you would not have to testify or prove anything, and there would be no.
She said, when I'm nervous, I laugh.
Did not testify at your own trial. Yes, sir. You understand if you went to trial and you were found guilty of anything, you could appeal that conviction and the sentence imposed to the Court of Criminal Appeals and have a lawyer
Yes,
to help you with that appeal.
This is live now. This is live now. If y'all want to go watch this yourself, it's Judge David D. Wolf. This is in Dixon County, Dixon Criminal Docket 51925. Judge David D. Wolf, State of Tennessee. Y'all can go check it out yourself if you want to, on your own time or whatever. But
the right to a trial and to an appeal by entering this plea of no contest. Yes. Is your decision to plead no contest today voluntary?
Yes, yes. Also, he did leave the scene of the. He left the scene, and a couple days later was picked up after they seen the video footage of who it was and what happened. Yes, he was arrested 2 days later. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Wild situation, y'all. Wild situation. I'd say not, Austin. You're welcome, Nikki. Yeah, he didn't call for help, didn't help the person, nothing like that. What up, April? They must do things different in Tennessee, because if he was out on bond for a charge like that, which it's a Commonwealth state here in Kentucky, so Tennessee must not be a Commonwealth state. It must not be a Commonwealth state. I'm not sure. Has to not be, because they got bail bondsmen. We don't have bail bondsmen in Kentucky. Dang, that's a different level of hit and run. Yeah, exactly, Snowman. But there's people out here on the internet that support this guy. He's the one that fucking he's Ryan's cousin, bro. Snowman. You don't know Billy Wayne. Dixon CR5 Gallery. I tried to look for him in there. It don't even look like he's even there. I can't see.
Right. I'm not asking that you agree with those facts, Mr. Scott, but do you understand that's what the state's evidence would be at trial? Yes, sir. You still wish to plead no contest? Yes, sir. Are you satisfied with your attorney services? Yes, sir. I feel like Mr. Spratt has done a good job of representing you competently. Yes,
I don't see him anywhere.
Do you know of any reason he should not enter these pleas? I do not. Anything further from the state? Then Clinton D. Scott, in docket number 2023 CR 3347, I find you guilty upon your plea of no contest to aggravated stalking. I find you guilty, sentence you to 2 years Tennessee Department of Corrections as a range 1 offender, order to pay the court costs, have no contact with Debbie Carver. Counts 2 and 3 are dismissed as part of the agreement, and you're entitled to pre-sentence. Yeah,
they've been bringing people from the jail fucking all morning. Centered, soft heart. Have a good day, Johnny. I hope the family is well, and just popped in and saw you were live watching people get jammed up. About that makes me feel better watching someone else go through it. Good reminder too. Yeah, exactly, Steve, man. And man, I appreciate your apology, bro. I hope nothing but good things for you, bro. I know a lot of these people hope nothing but bad for you. I know what you. Hell, it's shit.
1, find you guilty.
It's a hard life. It's a hard knock life out here. You heard?
That will be to have no contact with Debbie Carter. You're 100% eligible for 15% reduction under
a 15% reduction
as a range 1 offender. That will be served concurrently with count 1. Count 3, aggravated stalking. You're found guilty, sentenced to 2 years Tennessee Department of Corrections as a range 1 offender, order to pay the court costs. That will be consecutive. Is that consecutive or concurrent?
Concurrent. The whole case is consecutive.
No, I'm sorry. So
consecutive, bro. That's a hard hit right there. Consecutive. You don't never want that.
CR 347 for an effective 6-year sentence. He is remanded to the Department of Corrections to serve a sentence. Counts 4 and 5 are dismissed. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, but what I was getting at is it must be different in Tennessee, because fucking you can't, when you're out on bond, you can't be fucking doing any type of drugs, alcohol, none of that. You can't even leave the state.
Right.
You can't even leave the state.
What's your name?
Carissa Banks. have a settlement in this case. It's one of the conspiracy cases.
Conspiracy
Right.
case.
Mr. Banks is going to be pleading in count 1 to an amended charge of possession of methamphetamine with intent, B felony. He'll get 10 years TDOC, range 1, 2,000.
Right. Tennessee accountability.
Count 2, it'll be an amended.
But here, it don't matter. Like, it's fucking, if you're out on bond is what I'm saying. Like, here in Kentucky, you cannot be done the shit that Billy's done.
10-year sentence.
Mr. Banks, raise your right hand. Let's place you under oath. State your full name for the record.
Carenza Huvan Banks Jr.
You can put your hand down now. Thank you. Mr. Banks, you're here today on a multi-count.
Right. The silent, exactly, the silent one. That's how it is around here too. What's the live stream? This is a court hearing, court date, Dixon County Court. I've done explained it. If you want to go back and rewatch it, this is Billy Wayne Thomas's court date. He's supposed to be in here today for this court date. So that's what we're looking for.
I believe it. Do you understand that means you're not going to admit you did anything wrong, but you're not going to contest the state's evidence when they tell me what their evidence would be, and that evidence was what I will use to find you guilty according to this agreement. Do you understand that? You understand, however, that you have a right to plead not guilty and to have a speedy and public trial by jury.
Yeah.
You understand that you would have the right.
No, I believe it's his court date before it would go to trial. I think that's what this court date is.
Be innocent until such time, if ever the state proved your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, to the satisfaction of all 12 jurors, and their verdict would have to be unanimous.
I'm sure there's going to be motions. It's going to be heard and all kind of shit. I mean, this case could take fucking. It could take longer than fucking. It could be years. You know what I mean?
Understand that if you went to trial, you would be presumed to be innocent. You would not have to testify or prove anything, and no inference of guilt would arise because you did not testify at your own trial.
Yes.
You understand that if you went to trial and you were found guilty, you could appeal the conviction and the sentence imposed to the Court of Criminal Appeals and have a lawyer appointed to help you with that appeal.
Yes.
You understand that by entering this plea of no contest, you're waiving or giving up your right to a trial and to an appeal. All I'm going to do is approve what your lawyer has worked out.
Yes.
You understand that's going to result in 2 felony
Me too, Tennessee County. I have 2 Tennessee accountability.
future to make more severe the punishment you receive if you're ever again convicted of a crime.
Yes.
You understand everything I've explained to you?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to waive your right to a trial and an appeal by entering this plea?
Yes.
Is your decision to plead no contest today voluntary?
Yes.
Anybody forcing you to do this against your will?
No.
You understand I cannot accept your plea unless I'm satisfied there is a factual basis for it, that you are in fact guilty.
Yes.
And I want you to listen as the state tells me what their evidence would be if this case went to trial. Step aside.
Yeah, I seen that. Austin, the Island Boys boxing match. Yeah, I seen that. Lord have mercy. Money for these folks. That's why they do shit like that.
That during the time period between June 1st of 2022 and January 13th,
Aiden Ross, son, he's taking over with that boxing shit, ain't he? These celebrity boxers and shit. He had what's his name? I can't say his name. He's got a weird name. Yeah.
who would deliver the drugs, get the drugs from the stash house and then deliver those drugs to the purchasers that would come to Davidson County to purchase it and then bring it back to Dixon. He was also in one of the stash houses when it was, a search warrant was conducted on it. And in that home,
That's wild, Tennessee accountability.
approximately ounces of methamphetamine, 150 grams of fentanyl, and an assault rifle.
Damn.
All right, Mr. Banks, I'm not asking that you agree with those facts, but do you understand that's what the state's evidence would be if this case went to trial? You still wish to plead no contest according to this agreement. Are you satisfied with your attorney's services?
Yes.
I see a lot of these people pleading no contest.
Mr. Spratt, standing in for Mr. Odell, you know of any reason you should not enter this plea?
I do not, Your Honor.
Then anything further from the state? And Carenza Bank Jr. on docket number 2023 CR 21, upon your plea of no contest to count 1, I find you guilty, sentence you
I
to
mean,
10
that's
years,
small,
Tennessee
brother.
Department
Yeah.
of Corrections as a range one offender. You ordered to pay a $2,000 fine and costs. Count 2 is an amended charge. Both of these are amended. Amended charge of possession of fentanyl with intent. Find you guilty, sentence you to 10 years, Tennessee Department of Corrections as a $2,000 fine, costs, and those will be concurrent to count 1 for an effective 10-year sentence. He gets pre-sentence jail credits from January the 12th of 2023 to present. All right, thank you.
Damn, he been locked up a minute. Crazy. Right, Tennessee accountability, exactly. This dude was on Zoom earlier at the jail. They must have brought him from the jail over to the courthouse. Seen him earlier. Has Billy gone up yet? Nope. Tyrone, not yet. Not yet. No, I was helping someone from Home Depot, but it was a deer.
All right, I have 2 different documents. Mr. Owen has a violation of probation, so I'm going to deal with that one first. In document.
Hey, sometimes you got to do that, Steve. Let them run with the narrative, son. Let them run with it. Let them. They tear themselves up and make themselves look bad when the truth comes out. You know what I mean?
36. I have a document indicating he's going to plead guilty to an amended charge of attempted aggravated child abuse, a Class B felony.
Damn.
Receive a sentence of 8 years to serve at 100%. Suspended after he served 1 year day for day. Then 100% is the release eligibility, but he'll serve 1 year day for day and then be released to probation. This will be served consecutively to the prior case.
Ooh.
Mr. Owens, raise your right hand. Let's place you under oath.
Tyrone, I don't see him. I ain't seen him at all in the courtroom. So I don't know. Yeah.
Violation of probation as well as a new case. I want to deal with the violation of probation first. Under the law, you are entitled to a hearing on the violation of probation where you plead not guilty and require the state to prove you're to the legal standard.
No, I ain't seen it, Max Fisher. What happened? Tennessee, did you see the Johnson City Police, the New Yorker? Ronan Farrow wrote the article.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that if we had that hearing and I found you guilty, you could appeal whatever I did in your case to the Court of Criminal
Right, Max Fisher. Exactly.
Appeal.
Yes, sir.
You understand that by pleading guilty to that charge, you're waiving your right to that hearing and to the appeal. All I'm going to do is revoke
Yeah,
you
they
to
sticking
serve
it to
your
him, so man.
sentence with credit for time served.
Yes, sir.
You understand that?
Yes, sir. I
Do
do.
you want to plead guilty to the charge of violation of probation?
Yes, sir.
And upon your plea of guilty, I find you guilty or that you be revoked to serve your sentence with credit for time served. And Mr. Lockhart has set forth all of those dates on this document. Now, on the new case, do you understand what you're charged with? And have you seen or been shown a copy of those charges and talked to Mr. Lockhart about the range of punishment you're facing as well as any possible defenses?
Yes, today was Tyrone. Today was the court date. It's for a fact. Today was.
And have a speedy and public trial by jury.
Yes, sir. I do.
But they said that they have so many people on the docket that it could go into tomorrow. They said, like they're having people come in tomorrow. I've seen several of them, like that's been in jail and said, we'll hear your case tomorrow. Yeah, it's a big docket.
Trial, you would, and were found guilty, you could appeal the judgment and the sentence imposed to the Court of Criminal.
I bet they got it postponed. They probably did, Steve.
You understand this? At trial, you and your lawyer would be able to confront and cross-examine all the witnesses the state called.
I figured we would view it anyways. Even if they did get it postponed, you know what I mean?
have to testify or prove anything, and no inference of guilt would arise because you didn't testify at trial. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand everything I've explained to you?
Yes, sir, I do.
You want to waive your
Thank you,
right to a
Saffron.
hearing and to a trial and to an appeal by entering a plea of guilty according to this agreement. You understand this is going to result in a conviction, and that conviction is going to be on your record in the future to make more severe the punishment you receive if you're ever again convicted of a crime.
Yes, sir.
You understand everything I've explained to you?
Yes, sir, I do.
How do you plead then as to the charge, the amended charge of attempted aggravated child abuse?
Guilty.
All right. You understand if you plead guilty, the court of the state could ask you questions about this offense, and if you answer those questions under oath on the record and in the presence of your lawyer, your answers could later be used against you in a prosecution for perjury if it is found that you were lying.
Wow, Max Fisher.
Is your decision to plead guilty today voluntary?
Yeah, my sir.
Anybody forcing you to do this?
No, sir.
Do you understand I cannot accept your plea unless I'm satisfied there's a factual basis for it?
That's awesome.
That you
Oakland.
have, I'm sorry, that you are in fact guilty. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Then I will ask you, I've already asked you if you're guilty, and you said you have what?
State's gonna waive the fact.
All right, that's fine. State,
Judge, if this case went to trial, the proof would be that July the 17th of 2023, the victim, who was an infant at that time, was in the care of Mr. Owens and the child's mother, Brandy Noble. Miss Noble has already pled and entered a proffer in this case. While in their care, custody, and control, the baby overdosed on
Wow.
opioids and had to be Narcaned by the hospital.
Did y'all hear that?
That the mother tested positive for some of those drugs, and Mr. Owens was not able to be drug tested because he fled from the scene.
all right, I'm not asking that you agree with those facts, but you understand that's what the state's evidence would be at trial.
This is in Dixon, Tennessee, Snowman.
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with your attorney services?
Yes, sir, I am.
Feel like Mr. Locker's done a good job of representing you competently?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Locker, you know of any reason you should not enter this plea?
All right, Steve.
Anything?
Hey, man, you have a good day, brother.
Then Derek Michael Owens and docket number 23, CR
Keep on working on yourself, brother. That's all we can do, Steve.
aggravated child abuse. I find you guilty, sentence you to 8 years Tennessee Department of Corrections. That will be a release eligibility rating of 100%. But it will be suspended after you serve 1 year day for day and will be served consecutively to your violation of probation case, which I just entered a judgment on. Thank you.
Thank you, Honor.
All right, well, same thing on the video case.
They are a gang. You're exactly right. They are.
What is your name?
Jason. Jason Dixon.
They are a gang. They are a gang.
Mr. Atchison?
Yes, Judge. We were here for a trial. I've met and spoke with Mr. Dixon numerous times.
I've been in court 20 times. 5 put in their hand.
What page of the docket is he on?
46, Judge.